Real action is in our brains. Neurotechnologist and TED speaker Sarah Baldeo is here to talk about the fascinating ways that love lights us up here on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Sarah.
To you too. Thanks so much for having me back.
Absolutely. This is fascinating stuff. So let's talk about brain reactions to different types of love. Is it always the same?
So, the simple answer is no. In English, we use love to mean so many different things, but when we think about Latin, eros was romantic love, storge was love for the family. But research shows that your brain does react to love similarly. But there's this fascinating study from Finland at the Aalto University, and they compared 6 different kinds of love. So, love for your friends, for strangers, for pets, for children, and in nature. And so, in each situation, you can see that the areas are similar, but the intensity is different. And typically, we split the reaction of your brain into love for human beings and then non human objects and animals. And so, your brain does react differently to different kinds of love.
Okay, so that begs the question, which type of love makes the brain react the most intensely?
So I have a treat for you today. I have a nice little model. So the areas that light up, there's 3 main areas called the basal ganglia, the precuneus, and the tempoparietal junction. But there is one area that only lights up when you feel love for your children, and you'll like this one. It's right in the center. So it's right in the center of the brain. It's close to something called the thalamus. And that kind of striatum is only activated when you feel love for your children. And that is the most intense type of love that the brain reacts to. And we can see here, there are many different areas, but it really just, that love for your children beats out romantic love even.
Wow, that is interesting stuff. Although I'm sure many people at home can wrestle with that on their own. Is there a type of love where our brains react the least?
Yes. So unsurprisingly, love for strangers and love for nature. And when we looked at the activity of the brain, it was really focused more on reward mechanisms. And this makes sense because sociologically, that's how we form bonds with people based on those social relationships and the rewards we have with them. And we really just enjoy nature based on its visual value. So, strangers and nature, those are the lowest types of brain intensity that we see.
Now, we can't forget the pets, because you mentioned the pets. How does that activate our brains, and how does that benefit us?
So this is a controversial one. I've had lots of people, I've had fur babies and I have a human baby too, who's not a baby. But the notable takeaway from the research is that people who have pets, they have a higher activation in the brain area that helps you be more social. And so it is true that we don't react as strongly to, non-humans or animals as humans, but it does help you to have pets by encouraging your brain to react more diversely to social interactions, which is really cool.
Very cool indeed. And shout out to all the pets who are watching with their owners here this morning. Big role in their lives. Sarah, it's always interesting to talk to you about how our brain works in several different ways. We really appreciate the insight today.
Thanks so much. Take care. Have a great Valentine's Day.
You too. You too.